Okay, okay. Last 15 minutes break.
ചാർജ്
Continue, continue.
Okay, we'll
കഴിഞ്ഞ
finish
വീഡിയോയിൽ
this
ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു
neoclassical.
ഹലോ
Yeah, I marked. I marked. So after that human relation movements, we have the behavioral approach. Okay, in this behavioral approach, what we can say is about this mainly focused on the psychological needs as a means of achieving economic goals. In order to achieve the economic goals, that is, in order to achieve the economic benefits, we have to mainly focus on the psychological needs. That's what the behavioral approach says. So, the behavioral theorists believe that for better understanding of human behavior at work, such as motivation, conflict, then expectations and group dynamics should be improved, and only then it will improve the productivity. That's what the behavioral approach is about. The behavioral theorists believe that a better understanding of human behavior at work, such as motivations, expectations, and group dynamics, improve productivity. That's what they believe is, if we understand what kind of motivation they require, how can we means resolve conflict, then what are their expectation, if we can meet to their expectation, then we can improve the productivity. This will improve the productivity. That's what the behavioral approach is talking about. So among the behavioral approach, what we can say is that the two best known contributors, or the main two contributors to behavioral approach, are one is Abraham Maslow and the second is Douglas McGregor. So these are the two eminent personalities who contributed to the behavioral approach. First is Abraham Maslow and second is Douglas McGregor. So for your examination point of view, we can say that only Douglas MacGregor's point of view is there. Abraham Maslow's point of view is not being much discussed. So let's learn the theory given by Douglas MacGregor. And the Douglas MacGregor's theory is known as the theory of X and theory of Y. So theory X and theory Y is being given by Douglas MacGregor. So he is from MIT and he's a social psychologist from MIT, expounded two contrasting theories in the 1960s, and the two contrasting theories are theory X and theory Y. Contrasting theories in the sense that theory X is in contrast with the theory Y, which means that they are totally opposites. Then the theories are about human motivation and management. And also the thing is that uh, he personally promoted theory Y more than theory X. He always tried to promote theory Y more than theory X. So now just let's learn what two theories are. Coming to the theory X. So in the case of theory X, what he says is that theory X is based on the traditional view. And also, he had given some assumptions relating to the theory X. The first assumption he had propounded is that an average person does not like to work and will avoid if he can. What he says is that if we take the average of the people, the thing is that most of the people, the average percentage of the people will not like to work, and also the thing is that they will try to avoid working if ever possible. That is what their first assumption is about. Then the second is that to get work done from an employee, he must be forced or must be directed or threatened. That's what he says. The thing is that if we want a work to be done by our employee, then we have to threaten him, else we have to give some directions, else we have to force him. Only then an employee will do the work. That's what the theory X says. Then also the thing is that workers always try to avoid taking responsibility. They will never, means they are not ready to take responsibility. They will avoid responsibility. Then the thing is that workers always care for security. They always look for some sort of security. That's what they say. Then the thing is that workers act on the basis of financial greed. Financial greed in the sense that financial incentive is the thing that they look onto. If their financial base means financial incentives are provided, then they will work. That's what the thing that they say. Then the thing is like management does not give any importance to the workers. Here what they say is that importance to the workers is not given by the management. Management will work for their need and for their motives. The importance of the workers, the recognition of the workers are not being given. Then the thing is that management considers workers as machines. They considers workers as machine in the sense that the human values, the human aspects, the psychological requirements, all this are being ignored, and they consider humans as machines, and they ask the people to work in that manner. Then the thing is about workers are not given opportunity to show their capabilities or to develop it, which means that they are not allowed to take some initiative. They are not allowed to make some decision. They are not allowed to show their capabilities, or also they are not allowed to develop their capabilities. That's what the theory X says about. And we can say that this concept is not practical in modern times. In the present generation, this theory is not at all practical. That's what he says. So this is what about theory X. It has a negative impact. Is it clear? Anyone, is there any doubt in theory X? Okay.
Yes.
Now coming to theory Y. Theory Y is just the opposite of theory X. The thing is that this have a positive impact. Now coming to the assumptions of theory Y, we can say that an average person likes to work. That's what he says. An average person, that if we take the group of people, the average number of people will be liking to work. Then the thing is that workers are willing to take up responsibilities. In the theory X, they were not willing to take responsibilities, but here in this case, they are willing to take responsibilities. Then the thing is that external control and punishment are not the only means to make the workers work. Here they show that only the punishment and external control cannot will not make the workers work, but other means worker needs are being provided, then the workers will work. And also the thing is that workers are also promoted by non-financial greed. Apart from the financial greed, they have many other expectations that are not non-monetary in nature. The thing is like we discussed about the recognition, their morale, then acceptance, responsibility. All this will come under the non-financial greed. Then the thing is that workers should be given opportunity to solve problem of the enterprise. Here what they say is that the workers should be given opportunity. They should be given time or some opportunity to solve the problem of the enterprise. It's not just that the managers just do it as and when they wish. So the assumptions of theory Y suggest a new approach in management. It is more open, it is more acceptable for the present day society. So this is the reason why MacGregor himself promoted theory Y more than theory X. So this theory Y and theory X, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, miss. Yes, yes, yes.
Now coming to the comparison. The first comparison is based on the meaning. The thing is that theory X is a motivational theory which involves high supervision and control over subordinates and great degree of centralization. It's moreover based on centralization. But in the case of theory Y, we can say that it is an advanced theory. It is moreover self-directed. Workers themselves are allowed to work. They are allowed to make decisions. They are allowed to make actions, take corrective actions and all. That is what theory Y is about. Then comparing the work, theory X, most of the people dislike to work. The case of Y, they like to work. The case of ambition, theory Y, theory X people have little ambition or no ambition, but theory Y people have more ambition. The case of responsibility, theory X people avoids responsibility, but in the case of theory Y people, they are willing to take responsibility. In the leadership style, it is autocratic in the case of theory X, while in the case of theory Y, it is democratic. Then in the case of direction, constant direction is required in the case of theory X, while in the case of theory Y, little or no direction is required. Control, there is tight control in the case of theory X, that is they are highly controlled by their superiors. In the case of theory Y, they are more lenient. The workers are allowed to make some decisions and all. Then the case of authority, it is centralized. Centralized in the sense that the top level makes most of the decision, but in the case of theory Y, it is decentralized, which even the workers are allowed to make decisions. Then the case is that self-motivation in the case of theory X is absent, but in the case of theory Y, it is present. They are being self-motivated. And in the case of theory X, they focus on psychological needs and security needs. But in the case of theory Y, they focus on social needs, esteem, as well as self-actualization. So this is what about the behavioral approach is about. So for today, I guess this is enough. So now let's have a discussion
Thank you,
or
Miss.
comparison between theory X and theory Y. I want you people to respond. So starting with Advait. Advait is there? Not responding. Okay, then let's move on to the second person. Ajay Krishna.
Yes, teacher.
So just tell me the comparison based on meaning. How does theory X and Y can be compared on the basis of meaning?
Theory X involves supervision and control over the subordinates.
Okay.
And theory Y,
Hmm.
they are self-motivated.
Okay. Then
That's only the meaning.
okay, that is about meaning. Now the next person, Akhil K.
Yes, yes.
Yes, how can you compare in the case of work?
Like there is
It is not clear. Can you just repeat it?
there is
Mm.
this it's like
Okay, theory X, dislike to work and
theory Y, work is natural.
work is natural. Natural in the sense, how is work natural? They likes to work. That's what does it does mean. Okay. Now next person, Akshay Krishna.
Yes, teacher.
Yes. So how can we differentiate between on the basis of ambition?
Theory X little to ambition
Hmm.
and theory Y highly ambitious.
What does ambitious mean?
Means they are willing.
Yes, their willingness, their goal. That is what ambitious means. So next person, Akshay Keti. Akshay Keti is not there. Yeah, differentiate between on the basis of responsibility. Connectivity issues. Okay, then let's move on to Akshay Rajivan.
So
How can you differentiate between on the basis of responsibility?
theory wise is they avoid responsibility and theory wise they accept and take responsibility.
Okay. Then Amarnath. Where is Amarnath? No response. Then Clint.
Yes, miss.
So differentiate between on the basis of leadership style.
Theory X autocratic, theory Y democratic.
Theory why not autocratic, it is democratic. Okay, fine. Now Diljit is there. Diljit, not there. Yeah. Okay, then Gokul.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So what is autocratic mean?
Yeah.
You are a leader and you doesn't know.
Miss, once more.
What is autocratic? What is democratic?
I don't hear the question.
The question is that what is autocratic? What is the meaning of autocratic?
സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം.
Okay. Is it?
ജനാധിപത്യം, socialism.
What is autocratic style? It is like one
Someone
person have
person
the, yeah, one leader is having the most of the control. That's what autocratic is about. But in the case of democratic, it is like if public's opinion will be taken and they will be
Public.
selecting the leader. That is what democratic is. The case of autocratic, it is like hierarchical
Yes.
based. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then Jishnu Dilip is not there. Joel,
Yes, miss.
differentiation on the basis of direction.
It requires constant direction in case of theory X, and in case of theory Y, no direction is required.
Why there is no direction required?
Because it is a democratic democratic version of leadership, and
People
it
know
can
what to do.
yes, it can change according to the progress.
Okay, fine. Now Junaid is not there. Minosh,
And hello.
Minosh is there.
Yes.
Okay. What about the control system?
The control system.
Control based on theory Y and theory X.
I don't know.
You don't know. The thing is being presented on your screen, still you doesn't know. Screen is visible to you people, right? What about the control? So you can at least look and say what does control talks about in theory X and theory Y.
Lenient.
Yes, tight and lenient. Tight and lenient means Minos, do pay attention. Now Sinan. Sinan is there.
Absent.
Okay. Niket. Niket is also not there. Pranav K. Also not there. Pranav N. Those who are not responding, I'll put absent. I'm telling you people.
Miss.
Who's this? Pranav?
N.
N. Yeah. What you can tell about control?
Control. Tight, lenient.
Yeah, tight and lenient. What does it mean? What is two words tight? What tight control system? What does it mean?
Very.
Yeah, whether it's in Malayalam, tell me.
Strict.
Yes, of course. That's what tight control is about. Means they will be under pressure, a strict guidance will be there, they won't be allowed to work freely. Then what is theory wise lenient means?
Lenient means not much strict.
Of course, they are free to work. The control is very less. That's what lenient means. Then Ritvik,
Yes, ma'am.
what can you differentiate about authority?
The theory X is centralized and the theory Y is decentralized.
Okay, what does centralized mean?
It means it focuses on some particular authority.
What does centralized mean? Sarath, can you explain what is centralized authority is about?
Supremacy.
Supremacy is there, of course. What does it mean? The top level management will be having the major decision. Okay, that is centralized. Okay, then Srinath,
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
what about decentralized?
Decentralized means there is no particular center. It's not centralized. It's
Yeah, it is not centralized in the sense.
like democratic.
Yeah, but
It's not a
there is one
particular
word I look for.
center for.
It is not, it
Democratic.
doesn't rest in the hand of top level management. The lower level management will also taking decision. That's what decentralization is about. Then Srirag,
Yes.
what about self motivation? What is it? Srirag, I can't hear you. Are you there? Sulabh, what
Yes,
can you
miss.
tell about self motivation?
Self-motivation absence in theory X, present in theory Y.
What does that mean?
Self-motivation.
There is self motivation in theory X, and there is no
Theory.
yeah, there is
Well,
no self
absent
yeah, there is
theory
no
X.
self motivation, and theory Y there is self motivation. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, thank you. Then Yadu Krishna,
He is not there. It's back.
okay. Yadul Harish,
Yes,
what
miss.
does theory X focus on?
In theory X, they focus on the psychological needs and security because it is autocratic. The one person who rules the others, not like democratic. In the democratic, the people who wants to rule, who have the rights to a person who they nominate.
Okay, fine.
And in theory, why social needs and esteem needs and self actualization means it's democratic because the social have the right to their um, about their needs. So the social needs may focus on mainly in social needs, I think.
Okay. In the case of theory X and Y, depending on the focus, we can say that in the case of theory X, they focus on psychological needs and security needs, in the sense that they are it is not a much broad minded theory. And also the thing is that the psychological needs, in the sense only particular related to the organization are being considered, only the security that which are required for the organization are being considered. But in the case of theory Y, this social needs of the people, because it is the people, the needs of the employees working to it are being considered. That's why there is a need for self-esteem, then self-actualization, all are being considered. So this is what about theory X and Y. Hope it is clear to everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now, Arun Raj. Arun Raj is not there.
His mic is complete, so he can't
Okay.
speak. So he can message.
Jishnu KV.
Yes, miss. His mic is complaint.
Jishnu KV also. What about Jishnu Sajeevan? Neeraj is there?
Hello.
Neeraj is not there. He said he was there. Okay. Renish. Vaishak C is there.
Yes, Vaishakti.
Okay. Give me two assumptions of theory X.
An average person does not like to work and will avoid if he can. To get work done from an employee, he must be forced or must be directed or threatened.
Okay, fine. Now Gokul Muralidharan.
Yes, miss.
Give me any two assumptions of theory Y.
An average person likes to work. Workers are willing to take up responsibilities.
Okay, fine. So hope all this are clear to everyone.
Yes, miss.
Why many are absent?
Yeah, many charges
Data
are
will
low, so they left.
Charge low.
Every day is it like this?
Yes, miss.
Yes, last period no charge.
Yes, last period.
Because there is no enough time to charge.
Okay. I don't think so. Since I am taking for long hours, few people left, I guess.
What, miss?
Yes.
You don't think like that.
Okay.